Hey, I'm Kev, welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the Manager Careers. We're heading to the Motorland Aragon circuit in Spain. So here we are in Spain for the third time this season. Around the track where MacDonald has been very close to winning in the bars. He's been very consistent as well around here. One of his better circuits, one of his favourites as well. So let's see what you can do on a Moto2 machine round here. Let's hope he's a bit better than what he did round Misano. Not in the qualifying, but in the race. Absolutely fell apart for the elusive rider. Well, it was the total opposite for his teammate. He had a decent qualifying, but an even better race. So let's see what they can do around this track, which is pretty nice. No, a bit too much time at runoff, Morgan, but very interesting the layout. Got the old mix of fast corners and very tight ones as well, like the roller coaster that we're going through at the moment. Going downhill on the opposite corkscrew. You see at Laguna Seca, and then you've got this fast left-hander. A bit more flowing for the Moto3 bikes, a bit more of a stop for Moto2 ones. Now go over the ridge, into the left. And oh, he's down! What? Didn't even hit the curb on the inside, just went down like a sack of potatoes. Bit like what we saw in Austria into that final corner. So you've got to watch out for that in the race then. You go onto the back straight, so this is not going to be good for MacDonald. Very strange. Again, another track where the dips just don't make sense. So it's very wide in that penultimate corner in through the final corner. Let's return to the pit. It'd be a bit unfair if we finished that up and then actually qualified over someone because we crashed, so we'll be last. So let's look at the fastest lap times though, 52, and in this side it's going to Thomas Luthi, is it? It is. Let's just try to hold on ahead of Marquez and Morbidelli with Oliveira and Passini and Nakagami on the second row. Good qualifying from the Japanese rider, ahead of Baldassari, Shirota and Zabi in his home race, the second top Spanish rider in the grid in 9th. Ahead of Danny Kenny rounds out the top 10 as they can further down. Van den 21st. His best qualifying by a country mile for the South African. He's full of confidence after that result. Misano qualifying the 7th row alongside Jorge Navarro and Sandro Cortese. He has MacDonald right at the back in the special row. So can Vonda get some points after that magnificent qualifying? Can MacDonald fight his way through the field from the back? As looking at the grid, we have Luthi looking a bit gnarly again with that pole position. We're looking further down, got Marini and Courtois again on the 4th row. Leading the 5th row is Dominic Agata. Leading 6th row is Surin. And on the 7th row there is Magnum out qualifying MacDonald. Of course, MacDonald crashed, but he probably would have done it anyway. Vanda on good form. It's the South African well for MacDonald. There he is right at the back on the 12th row.
In just a few moments, the Aragon Grand Prix will get going, and the riders are clearing their minds because they know they're going to have to give it 100% right from the off.
Oh yes, MacDonald's definitely going to give 100%. Maybe it doesn't 100% to the asphalt goers this time, no. So let's go out for this 6-lap race, and again another super start from the back row. Look at that, he's made up around 3 or 4 rows worth of positions. And oh, he dives in too deep though, crashes into Simeon. And that's another rider down. It's Isaac Vinales. So up to 30 seconds somehow. I lost a couple of positions. Lost a few positions with that reckless move again from MacDonald. Nobody calm it down in Moto2. Because now he's got to make his way through the field behind Locatelli. He's been held up majorly, it looks like. By Nakashima and Paoli. And so he's back into the top 30. Also got Manzi there. As all MacDonald gets into the Spaniard, I believe that is, in his home race. And then up to 26th for MacDonald. Up through the long left. Got on the power too early though, runs wide. All over the curb. Now got to brake a bit early. Into this left-hander, got Sir in front in 25th. Taking a wider line, he's still down. What the hell? We've got another corner like Austria. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The corner's fine with the Moto 3 bikes, but when we step to Moto 2, for some reason, just an auto crash. Wonderful. As Baldassari is down from 6th. MacDonald outbrakes himself into the corner, goes past the Italian, who joins in last. Scene falls all over the shop. But it's Morbidelli does the fastest lap in second. MacDonald's going to have another tough race through the field, and it's like going around the outside. There's that Vinales. Now down the inside of some riders, he's weaving his way through the midfield. Getting all on the curb. Looking to the outside, the Spaniard, I think that is, for 26th. Got Paoli and Nakashima battling behind. And he is going around the outside of Ika. Going into Witter machine as Marcus gets past Morbidelli for the lead. Should a home crowd are going crazy. You've got Pons and Surin in front battling hard. There you go, a bit more cautious getting on the power. Now looking to the outside of the Malaysian as we come to the corner of doom. Behind Pons as well. Really slows it down, really takes a wide line and makes it through, does MacDonald. Tries to make it up to 23rd, but Pons is holding on. Oh, but he sweeps down the inside of Spaniard. Nice move. Hernandez in 22nd in front. Having a decent race. Looking on the door of the top 20. You can see 3 wide going into Bernard corner in front. Norwood breaks a bit early into this Bernard corner. We've seen so much drama through the years. With moves like that being made on him. As he makes it up to 22nd. Now he's got Navarro in front. Morbidelli does the fastest lap. 55 flat. Which MacDonald also did on that previous lap. It's a good job from the Scot. Got the pace of the leaders, but it's down here in 21st. He's got Surin. Back with Pons. Someone goes to the curb trying to avoid all these riders. And going down the inside of a couple. Tries to get into the top 20. He does, up into 19th. Now he's got Simone Corsi on his outside and speed up. Now he's got Raffin in front. I believe that's Raffin in 17th. Let's go down the hill. Someone makes the move on the Swiss rider. Oh, and using all the curb to perhaps make a move on. Is that Shirota in front? Being patient on the power. No, got fantastic run on it. No, it's Cortese. Oh, Sandro. You do have to go so slow through that corner. Feels like can't carry any speed through it. Looking to dive down the inside of the German. He does. Looking to dive down the inside of Remy Gardner in 15th. Great job from the Tech 3 rider. Son of Old Rain, 500cc champion. Again, MacDonald breaks a bit early. Oh, but gets the inside line. Oh, not just Gardner. As he gets into the points playing positions, MacDonald. He's up to 13th now. He goes on to the second half of the race. He's behind Pons. Got Shirota behind. Meadow in front of Pons. Up into 12. Oh, he's down over the curb. Oh, just as MacDonald like he rebuilt his race. He's back down to 24th, 23rd. And now he's got to do it all over again. Oh, he's down on the curb again. What the hell? What is it with the curbs and the Moto2 bikes? I hate them. Absolutely ridiculous. So down to 29th through no fault of our own. And now MacDonald has to have a restraining order against curbs. Can't go within 100 feet of them. Because apparently the bike just auto crashes if you do. So he is behind. That's even wrong in the bottom left. Behind Nakashima. Got Simeon behind, he's just bumping him. And the bike auto crashes into the left-hander. And MacDonald is down to last. Nice feature they've got in this game, the auto crash. Into a couple of corners. Absolutely wonderful feature. I hope you keep it for the next game, Milestone. So they lost by 2.5 seconds. MacDonald had a tough race on this lap. Beginning of the lap, looked like it was going great guns, but now at the end of it, just wants this race to be over. And to chuck this game in the fucking bin. As we've got Marcus leading ahead of Morbidelli. Of course, I can't chuck this in the bin, it's on Steam. I could chuck my PC in the bin. But I don't really want to do that. As we go through the right-hander. Again, can't go near the curves. Oh, can't even brake in a straight line, apparently. As this race has just fallen to bits. Just like Misano. Just like Austria. Another race. Which looks so good. For a bit. It's just falling apart from MacDonald. They're now almost 6 seconds back. Paladin 30th. Just going to cruise to the end now. Going a bit wide through the roller coaster. With an ultimate time. Looks like this circuit's built in the clouds looking around. Like telegraph poles along by the top of them. And he's down again into the slow left-hander. Nice wall on the left-hand side. As you can see, the rest of the field in front, not auto-crashing. Sure they love that. As Morbidelli leads going on to the final lap of the race with, Brad Binder down from 18th. So Aragon's Marcus takes the lead back from Morbidelli. Locatelli up to 30 seconds thanks to Binder's crash. In the same place where Baldassari crashed, it looks like. And MacDonald crashes as well. Again, can't go over the curves around it. Yeah, there's nice safety cars there, the BMWs. Could drive those in previous games. Apparently went round circuits a bit better than a Moto2 bike, apparently. Let's go a bit wide in the first corner of the last lap. It's almost over. As you've got a helicopter in front. That's how interesting this race has gotten. Thanks to this game. Yes, we're just going to crawl around. Tyres are heavily worn. Just crawl through this final out. 12 seconds back. Wonder if Vander's doing well though. South African. Had no issues like MacDonald. Go downhill, braking slightly. Oh, getting on the power, rear end gets out. Oh, too close to a curb there. Can't do that. So here we go. The death row corner. Getting in towards... Oh! As Marquez takes the lead from Morbidelli. And wins in the final corner. Again. Very slide around here in the final corner. As MacDonald is just swimming around now. Heading into the final section. 17 seconds behind Binder. It's been a very competitive race. As Locatelli gets 31st at the line. Great move from the Italian. As all, it's that too close to a curb. Got back away from that. There you go. That's how we go towards the line in last. Waves to the crowd, probably flips a couple of them off as well, and yeah, shakes his head, does MacDonald. What could have been? This game wasn't a piece of shit. As Marquez wins from Morbidelli by 83 thousandths for a second. Oliviero in third, Piscini in fourth. Good result from the Italian ahead of Luti in fifth, with Bagnaia sixth. The Mustard tactician in seventh. Good job from Zabi ahead of Vanda in eighth. What's the South African doing there? What have you done to my voice? As he's 10th for a second ahead of Nakagami. Marini rounding out the top 10 ahead of Cortuano. Garner in 12 points, 13th, Kev 14th. Shorter with the final point scoring position. And MacDonald nowhere. Vanda in 8th. My God. As in the championship, Piscini's now climbed into the top 5 ahead of Baldassare by a single point, while Alex Marquez leads by 21 points ahead of Morbidelli, with Oliviero hanging on there. 37 points back with Luti in 4th. Bagnaia in 8th behind MacDonald, who's slipping away from that battle for 4th or 5th. As well for 5th, it's not 4th anymore. Look at Luti, got a 40-point gap on Piscini. As Savi in 9th ahead of Marini, rounds out the top 10. Nakagami 11th, Cortuaro 12th, Kent 13th. Pons up to 14th ahead of Agata, Corsi 15th or 16th, and Vanda in double figures. I'm so proud of my boy in 17th ahead of Shirota, with Binder in 19th, and Remy Gardner up to 20th ahead of Simeon and Vinales and Surin, with Navarro the last point scoring 24th, and the Spaniards up to 32nd in the championship, with Locatelli once again having the wooden spoon. Well, in the constructor standards, it's Calix by 110 points, so virtually won the championship now ahead of KTM, or they have won the championship. There's 4 rounds left. They have won the championship now ahead of KTM, who have secured 2nd ahead of Tech 3, or 37 points ahead of Suter, or 34 points ahead of Speed Up. As that week up is very familiar, isn't it, for MacDonald in recent times. Very disappointing. Well, for the rest of the elusive riders, look at everyone. The Argentine once again finished in 17th, just outside the points of the qualifying 18th. Getting that race objective, his new race objective, of finishing in the top 20. Very good from him. Well, the Cypriot again qualified in the front row and had a shocking race, finishing in 22nd, but again achieved his race objective. Well, Vanda gets the gold star. Started in 21st, finished in 8th, and achieved the race objective for the first time. Is up to 17th in the championship. Wonderful from the South African, who improves all of his skills. Same from MacDonald, apart from his throttle management, and the Cypriot improves nothing, while the Argentine improves his cornering and body position, as he earned a decent amount of credits as well, and a bit of reputation, as yeah, once again MacDonald with those repair costs. And we have a free weekend to recover. I think MacDonald needs that. Well, Vanda and the Motor3 lot have just been partying 24/7 for the week. And then we have an activity day to do, and we can get 100% sponsor reputation bonus if we achieve the sponsor objectives in the next race. or we can get our riders back with the coach and do some muscle building, improve their throttle control ability by transcending the next race. Agree with the airline, reduce management cost by 100%, or go to the gym for a while, improve their abs and back muscles to improve their corner ability by 100 XP. I think the easy choice here is going with the agreement with the airline, get those management costs down. As next time out, we'll be heading to Japan as the Moto2 rider on the rise is Jack Varner. Can he once again achieve a top 10 position? Can Dan MacDonald bounce back? Can our Moto3 riders continue their good form as well? And can the Argentine finally sneak in and grab a point? Find out next time on Southwatch, and I will see you then.